Hello, my friends. This is To Dream Again, and this is Bloom. Bloom is an art project of mine that I do each full moon. It's an art piece, share bits of a beautiful life. I make it on each full moon and then release it on the next one. That's me, sitting on a mountain in the Pacific Northwest in August, and I'm narrating this a bit later. There's so much I could say about this art project, but I'd like to dive in pretty quick. First piece I'm sharing with you is the To Dream Again Together Glade Table and Blackberry Pick and Patch. There's me and Pumpkin. Harry the groundskeeper was so generous as to allow me to use Pumpkin to help out around the land. I did quite a bit of work while I was there. Probably goodness gracious, 150, 200 hours over the course of 2 months, something like that. And they graciously allowed me to be there and stay for a bit. Again, there's so much I could say about this, but here we are. Now, what we're walking through right now used to be overgrown with blackberries. And there's two different species there in the land. There's an invasive species, which sucks the life out of the stuff around it. And then there's the native species. I carved out this pathway all through all the invasive species and into this area of Douglas firs, which is the Christmas tree, common Christmas tree. And naturally this path kind of arose. I kind of followed where the light guided me and where it seemed like there was a little bit of intersection, and just spent many hours carving it out, weed whacking, clipping, all that good stuff. Now the significance of this art piece, the To Dream Again Together Glade, which we're about to arrive to right up here and to the left, it was inspired by a writing I did while in southern Mexico on a boat in a big old canal through the Sumidero National Park, celebrating my best friend's birthday. She flew me down there to hang out with her for the month. And I wrote about this table in the middle of the woods. It's like a Mad Hatter-esque table. I wanted to do my own variation of it. And I wrote about it before I even knew this whole place that I was staying at existed. And I asked Harry if there was any place that made sense to put something like this, and he pointed to this big area of several acres, and he said, "There's nothing there. That'd be a great place." And I had a feeling, a gut instinct, that there would be a open area in there. And I was right. I barely had to change anything about that little pocket. Take down a few trees which weren't grown very healthy in the first place, and prune it and love on it a bit. And walking over to here, there's this little path that was pretty much already there, but I just cleared it out a little bit more. I took this video prior to everything I did here. I carved out a lot more of the invasive species. And you can see on the left there's the native species. Actually, this whole area. Harry says it's the biggest area of native blackberries in the whole property that you can pick now. And right there, through that little area, I actually carved out a lot more. There's a lot of dead plants and stuff I carved out over like 20 or 30 hours or so. There's a blackberry. If it looks like that, usually pretty good to get. Yeah, they are delicious. When you eat fresh blackberries, they have such a delicate flavor to them. I'm so used to them being like kind of acidic and sharp or tart. But when you get a good blackberry, they're some of the most delicate and sweet little bits of fruit that you can have. Now we're making our way back to the table area. And I called it the To Dream Again Together table, because that's the kind of purpose of it, is to use it to have those moments where you look around and you notice everything is beautiful and see the stars and everything's kind of simple again. And before I left the land, which I'll probably talk about at a later time more, it was a special moment for me. special time of life. I wanted to get everybody together to use the table how it was intended, how it was made. And Harry actually helped me make the table, and it's made of Douglas fir, like the trees around it. Here's the farewell dinner. So there's so much I could say about this and the people there, and I blurted out in this way just to respect everybody's privacy. And they would have a sense of who they are based on the little blurbs in there. But that's for us, And kind of set up a camera in the background as we had a potluck together. It was right before it got dark, so we got to see the stars together there. There's Remy around, little puppy. And right now I'm handing out dandelions I picked earlier. So I had this whimsical idea to pick dandelions, and we would all do a big wish together where we blew it out, and I don't know, just wish for more of what makes us dream again. And when I say dream again, I mean just the simple beauties of life, nature, hanging out with people, being good to each other, sharing, trying, living, breathing, and finding the deep joy in that, and kind of having the sense of mystery and curiosity, not getting so caught up in the trials and tribulations of life in the world, and looking up at the stars a bit, and just noticing how magical it is that we get to be on this little planet that has trees and water, and we make music and write poetry and can communicate. And the purpose of me narrating and speaking is just kind of tell you the story of why I made these things, why I spent so much time building these art installations that people can use, and to come together and be together, and to do it in a way that's natural. Like if we just left the table there, it would, over time, just return to nature. And I made it sturdy enough, or we made it sturdy enough, to where it should last for a while. And the seats that we got were all like pieces of wood chunks. I'm not using the right word, wood stumps. I think they were also Douglas fir wood stumps, so it's cool that Harry and I were able to keep it really true to the nature around it. And something special that occurred at this To Dream Again Together table on the last night I was there is everybody went around and shared and talked and just spoke about what they appreciated and each other, and they played music at the end. Sayu sang some songs, and we banged on the drums with them. Well, everybody just chatted and connected. And it's beautiful I was able to see my piece of art I put so much into be used how it was intended. And I want to apologize that there's so much more to all this that it would just take so long to share. So I'm sharing the little bits that I think are important for you to really get it. That night faded away just like this little video is fading away. As all things do in retrospect, it speeds up in the mind, don't it? But in the moment, time is endless, as we're all dreaming again together. The next piece, which I didn't put a name to, I don't think it was too important, is this is us actually exiting the piece, walking back out. I thought we'd have a full circle moment. We walked in, let's walk out. And I actually made a signpost. I'll talk about the next piece in a second. Made a signpost that we put up to remind people of the intention of that place, and a great place to meditate for the Zen Buddhists that are coming into the area to steward the land and turn into a Zen Buddhist monastery. It's a 700-acre private mountain. It's pretty neat. I was pretty honored they let me stay for a couple months and do some stuff. Did a lot of meditating, zazen, Meditate with your eyes open. And as you can see, walking along this whole place, there's blackberries. There's blackberries everywhere. They could turn into a blackberry sanctuary if they wanted to. Oh, have we found a good one? I hope. Yeah. No. Bummer. Well, I actually made it big enough to where Pumpkin can drive through and they can maintain it while just running regular like lawnmowers through there, so it'd be easy to do. I clipped a lot of the dead branches so the tree could be healthy. And I'm pretty proud of this one. The final puzzle piece that isn't quite there yet is Harry's going to find a top hat to hang above the table. It's a bit I wrote about. Well, as we exit this little art piece that's Dream Again Together Glade, which is a space amongst trees, and that you dream again together table, and to dream again's blackberry picket patch. I hope that people go there and feel that sense of wonder and joy and togetherness that I was really hoping it would bring about. Next, we go to a water thing. I didn't give this one a name. Salmon Creek, Tender Love and Care. So they have this creek that runs through the property, and there's going to be some water sounds. Yeah. And I found this little pocket that is right next to a culvert you can kind of swim in. And the water was getting stagnant everywhere. And I wanted to do something there to enhance and love on the space. I didn't quite know what I wanted to do. So I kind of moved rocks around for a little bit. And then I realized I wanted to help the water not get stagnant. So I spent 30 or 40 hours just hand digging and cleaning out leaves and cleaning out rubble and not changing how the rocks were all set up, but just kind of clearing it out so that the water could flow more easily. That space was kind of all blocked. Now it's not. There's me. I really enjoyed this one. It's nice to get your hands in the water, fresh water. And now the entire area, which I should have gotten it before and after, but I didn't think about that at first. Water wasn't even flowing through there when I first started, and now it does. And now all the spaces in that area, there's no places where the water gets stagnant. Now there's all these nice little small waterfalls and cool little pockets and flows. There's a few spots where I placed rocks so the water would barely gently go over it. And there's the rest of the creek that I meandered upon a few times. And my favorite piece I did, That You Dream Again, Zen Den, which has actually kicked off an entire bit of art pieces. That's John giving me a compliment. That's me, look at me laughing. I found that mirror at a Goodwill bin and I just placed it in the tree. The gnome is a hairy thing, so I got one of his gnomes to stick up there. And a den, it's a Dream Again Den, which is a new series of projects for me. It is a place to go and be yourself again. To kind of let everything pass and reconnect with yourself and just nature and whatever's around and having kind of a peace in the storm. I cleaned up this place over the course of 50 or 60 hours, moved that big old log from one side of the tree to the other so there's a natural opening. And the inspiration of this actually came from that same piece of writing the table came from. I wrote about this tree you could climb up its roots and then sit inside of. And I was just adventuring one day and stumbled upon this place, this den. Actually, there's a bear den close by. and saw the tree, and I was like, wow, that's the tree I wrote about. Crazy. And I literally cleared out a space barehanded, no tools, where you can climb up the roots of the tree. There's John and Artie, who helped out, and Harry, who supported this a lot. Artie's the one up close, Harry's the one in the background. Then a little bit of objects and stuff I used to make it flat. There's a lot I could say about that art piece another time. And this is my sunset spot. Most days I'd hang out and watch the sunset. So I hope you enjoyed these art pieces. These are the life ideas and art pieces of To Dream Again, me, my little artist moniker. Thank you to the people that helped me record some of these videos. And videos for another project in the future. Nicolette, Kent, and Harry. Hard support Harry. Without Harry, none of this would be possible. Helped me make the table and a bunch of other things. And then for existing people that are just involved in one way or another. Kent, Remy, Nicolette, John, Artie, Alexandra, Satya, Yunada, Aruna, Harry, Larry, Christy, Josh, Soten, Shanae, Kofi Crew, Rex, and you, of course, for enjoying this art piece with me. Although I'd like to go into great detail on everything that I showed you in this video, it would have taken hours. So, thank you for the time you've given me to enjoy this. I would like to do more first-line art pieces. If you'd like to invest and keep up with the art projects of this artist, me, go to that link. You can donate once, monthly, or just follow the page where I post my art pieces. If you donate monthly, I post a few extra things, and it helps me keep making our shared world a happier, dancier place. Once a month, I do Bloom underneath the full moons. Share a bit of my life, which is beautiful. I ask you, what would it take for us to dream again? Be good. Take care of yourself. Drink water. Make art. Work on some stuff that matters. Until next time, this is To Dream Again.